You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. And welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast. Normal episode. I'm Michael. Got Ray with me today.
Good afternoon.
Something crashed. Oh no. Okay. I guess the audio file ended. This PC stuff, not for me. But we're going to go over some, played through almost all the Creation Club, the new Creation Club stuff. And then you have your roundtable stuff and whatever else we happen to wander into.
Yep.
So why don't we do, want to do roundtable first?
We could do that.
Sure. It's pretty fresh in my mind still. I got the same character going.
Yeah, so I missed the charity stream episode, and so I didn't get a chance to talk about my Halyarkin farm.
Yes, the best house in the vanilla game.
So it worked out pretty good for me too, because I got Halyarkin farm and also Halyarkin Hall from the regular quest, and they're very close together. In the game, and so it's like a big manor house, and then down the hill is the farm operation.
Oh, okay.
And in between is a bandit spawn.
Oh, the ones by the mammoth?
Yeah.
By the is it like a mammoth graveyard or something like that?
Yeah. And stupidly, every once in a while they'll engage the mammoths, and the mammoths, between the mammoths and the guards, they're all dispatched without my help.
Yeah, the mammoths pretty much take care of them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Other than a dragon, that's like they're probably the second strongest thing to go after them. Yeah, that's a good place to. Yeah, I always forget those bandits are there when I go up running over that hill, and it's kind of like that little alcove that's cut out, and I'm like, oh god, because it's not like marked or anything, but it's there.
Yeah, and they're. I usually get about 5 of them, and
I'm using the Tundra Home from the Creation Club, which is down the street from there too, south on that same road. If you continue past White Watch Tower and all.
Gotcha.
So the move to Halyarkin's not that bad. It's just right up the hill, basically.
Right. So, and it worked out pretty good too, because all the funds that I was making at the Winstad mine paid for all the building and upgrades of Halyarkin Farm.
Oh, nice.
So, and also generated a lot of resources to be able to build Halyarkin Hall. So, all in all, those 2 mods worked out really good for me.
Yeah, that worked out good for being able to build with it. Yeah,
and
because having the fun.
The last time we had the roundtable, I had mentioned that I was stuck on the Civil War quest.
Oh yeah, yep.
And so Colin mentioned that it could be because I hadn't started Dragons. And sure enough, I started, I ran up to Helgen and launched the Dragon Quest, and Whiterun showed back up again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you couldn't do it because you had never been in Helgen.
Yeah.
So it didn't kick it off. Okay.
Yeah. So it locked up the Civil War quest as soon as I had to take the axe to to Whiterun.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was very pivotal for me, because in order to get Halyarkin Farm, you have to meet a guy at the Drunken Huntsman. And so
Oh,
since I
so you
couldn't get into Whiterun,
you couldn't get the farm. Yeah.
I couldn't get the farm.
Oh God. Yeah. If you can't get in, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and I tried and tried too. I was bound and determined to find a way to sneak into Whiterun, but
it's just
that
not
place is
happening.
pretty secure. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess with only one way in, once it's locked down, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
What if you had done like an open cities mod?
I don't know. That should also mitigate that, but it's hard to say, you know, how these things
Yeah, interact with each other.
interact. Yeah. It might have just shut my game down.
Yeah,
too.
it could have blown up everything. That's a good point. Yeah. Adding it in the middle to try and fix something might have been a worse, worse idea.
So it all worked out. I got, I kicked off the dragons, and I only did the bare minimum. So I did White Watch Tower, or is that it? No, not White Watch. The Western Tower.
Oh yeah, the Western Watchtower. Yeah,
Yeah, and took care of that dragon. And occasionally I'll get an ancient dragon show up, because I'm just at level 49.
Oh, okay.
And so, it's not too bad. They're not quite as prolific as if I had gone and done the full Dragon Quest. So
yeah, I'm getting a few myself here and there. Like I only went to the west. I went past Kynes Grove. I've already done that one, but they're not. It's not like every 5 minutes I'm running into a dragon. Only tend to be running into them in the the word walls where they normally spawn, and a couple of the dragon mounds.
yeah,
And then there's been like one or two I've had just randomly like outside my house or something like that, but not like as I'm running down the road, here come two. It hasn't been awful, thankfully. I feel like maybe that was fixed in SE or something. Maybe in Legacy it was a little more prevalent, where once the dragons started, you were getting like bombarded with dragons.
yeah. It seemed like I would get one every single city I went to, and just walking down the road, they'd come swooping in. But so it's been pretty manageable. But so I did the quests to get on the good side of the Jarl. Did the Waking Nightmares, and killed the giant because I was over that level threshold. I don't remember what is that, like 20 or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I collected Quicksilver for the mine there. I couldn't do the iron because she's dead. Because this character started out in the Dark Brotherhood.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she fell victim to that.
Yeah. But that was easy enough. I went to the Forsaken Cave and got the Ring of Pure Mixtures.
Yeah, yeah.
And then went to Brood Cavern to pick up the fine void salts.
Is that Radiant, or is that always in the same place? I don't recall.
Yeah, I'm not certain.
Yeah, that might bounce around, but yeah.
Yeah, because I typically don't do the Jarl quests. I just use the Halyarkin Farm mod. And and not build the hall too.
Yeah, really no need to if you have the one, other than for what we're doing. Yeah, there's no point in having both.
Yeah, except it's cool to have your own little fiefdom going.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like building a mini little village.
Yeah. So to get the farm, you have to purchase it from a guy I mentioned at the Drunken Huntsman. And once you do that, then you can go back and start building. And it takes quite a bit of funds to get that thing built.
Does it?
Yeah. Um, and so just the deed itself originally was going to be about 5,800 gold, but I've got a robe and a necklace of for haggling,
Oh,
and
okay.
got it down to 34.
Well, that's makes those well worth it then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't put enough into, because generally in the game the economy is quickly flips so far into your favor that you generally don't need it.
Oh
But
yeah.
for something like that where you're building, it does come in really, really handy when you can haggle and get more or get more off.
Yeah, and having that Winstead mine really breaks it even worse, because I just in the couple of days that it took me, a couple of in-game days that it took me to go through all the motions, get the Dragon Quest done, and buy the deed. Winstead mine had already made more than enough money, and was just sitting there in my locker, waiting to get picked up, to pay for the deed and all the building.
Oh wow. So yeah, so you're just sitting there and basically collecting the profits from the mine.
So, and at that point, the mine was making about 1,800 a day.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and then the base farm was making 700 a day. But then I added the alchemy shop, and that bumped everything, and expanded the farm, and that bumped it up to 12 a day.
Ah, okay. Oh, nice.
So we just have a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, that must add up pretty quickly because you can only spend so much. The problem I'm running into now is I'm doing a lot of alchemy and enchanting, and there's not enough stuff to buy back when I sell stuff.
Yep.
Especially with the alchemy, it starts to you get a lot of potions. The enchanting, I can usually, because I'm buying soul gems, I can usually, the grand ones add up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm like at like 84 or so in enchanting, so I'm trying to get up to that double enchantment thing in the vanilla
Mm.
game. So once I
Yeah, and that's another one where I've really it doesn't really fit into my general play style, enchanting, because I typically find everything I need,
yeah.
and so I've never really invested too much in it. And this character doesn't do any enchanting at all. She doesn't do alchemy either.
Oh, nice.
And the only reason she's gotten into smithing is because of all the house building.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Just because in general you're coming across it anyway.
Yeah. So, having to make all those damn nails and hinges and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
locks and everything, you just naturally become a smith.
That is true. Yeah. By the time you're done building a house, you might as well take up smithing anyway because you're going to go up a good amount of levels just doing all that little stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a little bit of everything this time. The only thing I'm not doing is I haven't been doing yet anyway is one-handed and two-handed.
Mm.
Just because I'm doing like a lot of archery and conjuration. Some of my favorite things. And some illusion and some alteration and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't really used many swords since the very beginning of the game actually. And the creation club stuff I've been using has worked out well. I'm kind of
Yeah,
using this
this character is definitely my main style, which is the sneak double daggers.
Yeah, I do love that. You get the 15 times and
Oh yeah, and I'm up to even more than that.
oh really?
Occasionally, I'll get one that'll pop at 30 times.
Nice. Oh yeah.
When you get that sneak, it's just crazy sometimes. Some of the creatures that I'm taking down, with just one power attack.
Sneaking up on dragons and
Yeah. Well, and we eventually get to Solstein, and when I got there, those what are they called? They're um, they're usually around those the stones, the guardians,
oh yeah,
the big ones.
yeah, the Ash Guardians, yeah.
Well, no, the big one that looks like almost looks like a dragon itself.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the lurkers.
yeah, there you go, lurkers. Um, I came up behind one of those and hit it, and boom, it just dropped. And you get the little notice that you got a 30 time multiplier, and it's like, okay, that's crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, I
You
know I've
know,
done it with dragons in the past too, like in the vanilla game when you get to a certain level and it's just like absurd that you're taking them down with daggers.
yeah, yeah. So she's up to level 94 in legendary sneak.
I haven't gone legendary in anything yet, but I must be getting close. Not on sneak. My sneak's pretty high. My enchanting's 87. Where is this? My sneak is 75, but yeah, not quite there yet.
And do a lot of illusion too. So that's at 100. I haven't had the guts to switch it to legendary.
Yeah, me too. I'm at 75 with that, but my character's only at 37 right now, so I'm a little bit behind on that.
Uh,
And I've been putting stuff into smithing and a little bit into alchemy. But I'll probably go legendary on alchemy and enchanting first. Once I get a full set of gear that I want, because I'll need to get smithing up to because I'm using the vanilla perks. I have to get smithing up to 100 so I can do the dragon armor. I have a bunch of scales and bones already collected, so I'll make a full set with that and a bow and everything with the double enchantments, and then go legendary and all that stuff. Those are kind of grindy though, so
yeah, there's a lot of those that are really slow burns. They not only do they take a long time to get to 100, but then to put them on legendary, it takes forever to get any perks back in it.
yeah, exactly. Because then you're not getting all the levels with everything else, so it takes a long time. Yeah, because I figure once I won't need the perks in those anyway at that point, so I'll probably put it in something else once I start going legendary in those. How did Waking Nightmare go for you?
Uh, the hardest thing for me was to wait around for Rander to, he kept getting everybody's attention on stuff. So instead of being able to just sneak up on him, I had to wait until he was engaged with them and then come up behind him.
Oh, yeah,
But
he can do that.
but then just getting up to the temple because I was higher level. We had 3 frost trolls and 2 ice wraiths.
Oh, geez. Oh, because you were so much higher. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because at that time I was probably level 42, 43, something like that.
wow. Yeah, I guess that's pretty far. Yeah, that's pretty far up for that quest.
Yeah. So the ones that scaled on the outside were tough. On the inside, it was pretty simple. Getting through everything, especially once you get to the place where you lose him and can kind of sneak off on your own and kill stuff. But yeah, because he stops and waits, for you to catch up to him to move on. So if you've slipped past him, you can kind of move ahead and get stuff killed.
That's true. You can.
And then go back and get him.
Yeah,
So then at the end, I went ahead and, sided with him, let him destroy the staff.
and then you can use him as a follower, of course.
Yeah, I could, but
No need.
yeah. Although, when I did come in. Once I got to Solstein, I started playing around with a little more on the followers, and because I picked up a Reekling.
Oh, okay, the Reekling follower. Yeah.
So I've got um, amazing follower tweaks, and so I've got quite a little gaggle of followers chasing me around now. Certainly not in the in any league with Andrew, but
Oh, jeez.
when I usually have 0 followers, having 3 is quite entertaining.
Is
Sometimes.
entertaining. Yeah, I've gone through a multitude of followers already. I think I started off with Feindal, who is now dead.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Lydia, who is now dead, and then Janassa, who is now dead. So
Yeah, so I did pretty good. So I got Lydia really late because I had not done anything in with the dragons in Whiterun until very late in the game, and so I had some really nice armor that I threw on her as soon as I got her,
yeah,
and she's held up pretty well.
I had some pretty good armor on. Is it Janassa? You get from? Oh, you know what? I think I've killed 4 actually. Who's the one in uh, the archery store that you were saying you had to go to?
Yeah, I think that's Janessa,
That's not okay.
the dark elf.
Yeah. Okay, I took, and then I went and got the one at what is it called in Whiterun, the bar? Making Skeever? No.
No, the Bannered Mare.
Bannered Mare. Yeah. Who what's her name that's in there that you fight with to get I think she's dead too.
Yeah, the one that you have to fight to get her to follow you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's dead also. I think she was the last one to go actually. I accidentally killed her. So I'm probably going to go back to Darklight. Is it Darklight Tower where he's at? Or am I thinking of I think I'm thinking of that other quest where you get where the woman's mother is a witch and you have to stop her.
Oh, yeah. Her
Yeah.
name starts with an I.
Yeah.
I got it.
Ilya or something like that. Yeah. So I think I'm thinking of that. But no, I want to go back and get him so that so I have a stronger follower again. So I don't know what level he'll be at though. If he'll be at when I go pick him up again, or if he'll be at where we finished the quest at. But,
yeah, they usually have caps. So
yeah, I just need somebody to carry some stuff. Really, I mean,
right.
that's. I'm starting to get into some Dwemer stuff, and like the weight adds up really quickly.
Yeah, that does.
So I need somebody to carry a bunch of stuff for me. Basically, is what's going on right now. Because I'm in some super long Dwemer ruin, and I've been at capacity for a while, and there's still so much stuff I want to grab.
Yeah, that's hard. Then you have to start making the decision, do I just go really, really slow?
Yeah.
Or, am I going to have to give up something?
Yeah, I keep having to make that calculation. Mostly I've been giving up lower level things. I've been hoping to find a like an enchanting table along the way and just maybe there's some stuff I can disenchant and get rid of in that way, and it's still that way it's still useful to me. But I'm not sure. I haven't found any yet. So
yeah, I've got a real quandary with that because I've got the Lover Stone, and with Andromeda, I think is the one I'm using. It's really handy because it it gives you a second life. And so about once a day, I think it is, you get, brought back to life if you get killed.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yep.
but the other thing is that about every 5 minutes, you get a gift, which is an enchanted, weapon or armor of some type. And, when you're right there at the edge of encumbered, it's always, the great sword, Dwemer's sword of, of something, or, the steel battle axe of this and that. It's always the heaviest freaking weapon you can get.
It weighs 50 pounds, and yeah.
It's like, no, I don't need this right now. Could you wait?
Oh man,
it's almost Christmas. So I can't turn it off, because it's definitely nice having that, that extra life. Because the thing about sneaking around is that when your sneak is blown, you're probably dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I have nothing invested in health, because I don't need it.
Yeah, I have I think I've put 3 things into health, and that was just recently because I felt like I had enough in everything else.
Yeah.
That was why. But yeah, but otherwise, health is the one thing that I tend to ignore as well when I'm building, because if I'm sneaking, I don't feel like I really need it,
Yeah. No, you need stamina for power attacks, and
Yep.
And I do a fair amount of illusion magic, so those are usually pretty costly.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I put into magic and into stamina, but mostly magic at first, and then enough so I have stamina for an attack or something like that, or with the bow so I can zoom in.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I like to make sure I have enough stamina for that.
Yeah.
But those are health tends to fall by the wayside for sure.
Yeah.
Go back to my main menu so I can pull up the things.
So I did kind of do Jarl Balgruuf a bad.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, because I'd already advanced the Civil War up to where I get the axe of Whiterun to take to him, or not to of Windhelm.
Oh yeah,
to take to him, and so I've got to get these dragons, going. So I get the dragon thing done, and so now I'm Thane of Whiterun. And Jarl, while I've got you, Ulfric gave me this axe to give to you. I appreciate the axe of Whiterun, and really I do like being Thane, but hey, you got this thing with Ulfric.
Oh man,
and he gets pretty pissy.
Does he?
Oh, yeah,
doesn't go well.
No.
Oh man. Yeah, I haven't dipped into the Civil War at all yet, but
so I needed to get so my assigned house is Hirm, or however you pronounce it, the Windhelm house.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to get to the next level after Whiterun in the quest line to be able to qualify for the house. And so otherwise I typically don't do the Civil War quest.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did it. I'm gonna do it with this one. I'm actually currently a werewolf too, because I've never maxed that out. So I was trying to get every achievement with this character. So I'm gonna have to do that. But I'm feeling like that's gonna be a big time grind. So
Yeah, and that's not easy either. It's just I don't feel as strong with in werewolf form as I am, out of it.
yeah, that's my concern. Like I'm too high of a level to start doing this now or something.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna go really badly. Uh so I don't know. I'm gonna have to find some lesser enemies to go ravage with the werewolf. Some camps, maybe some hunters or something. I don't know. They may have to suffer for this. I feel like bandits will be too tough. I went into an Imperial camp and tried to wipe them out. That didn't go so great.
uh,
But
well, and those are always tough too because some of them you can't kill.
yeah, there's the one guy you can't kill all the time. So that makes it tough because he's always going to be shooting at you or hitting you or something. So I don't know how I'm going to grind that up. And then I'm going to try and do the vampire also. I'm going to cure myself of being a werewolf and then
Mm,
try and max out the vampire thing also. And then cure myself of that.
yeah. Well, the good thing is that the mechanics are pretty much the same, so you'll
Hmm.
be pretty used to how to make that work.
Yeah, that's true. Once you do the werewolf, the other one's pretty much the same. The vampire one's pretty much the same. I don't know when I'm gonna get to that though. It'll be after I do the quests for the next episode over on Solstheim. So there's a bunch to do over there. So I'm gonna level up pretty far by that point. I may finish the main dragon quest before I head over there and just do Dragonborn while I'm over there.
Mm. Yeah, and so that's what I got to check out and see um, is if I can do that without ever having been to the Graybeards.
I'm pretty sure you can. I think I've done it.
I know I have every time I go to sleep. Um, I I wake up at one of the stones after having Mirak talk to me in my dreams.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think his dialogue just changes some to where like he addresses that you don't know you're Dragonborn or something.
Hmm. Well, we'll see because I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, something like that. I forget how that's handled. I know I did it before where I at least hadn't finished the main quest, but I don't. Maybe I was far enough along in it or something. I don't recall how far along I was in it. But I know I've done it without completing the main quest. That's a
Yeah,
definite.
I'll be able to report back to that on the next roundtable
Yeah, that would be interesting to see
episode.
how that goes. If there's any kind of, because I guess, I wonder how it go. I guess it would never kick off if you don't start the dragons at all, or does it kick off?
I don't know because I haven't gotten I've never seen the cultists. Um,
Oh, they've never
and
come over, and yeah, they would have come over otherwise. So
yeah,
I wonder if you can kick it off by going over to Solstein, but it won't do it on its own by having them come over to the mainland.
yeah. Well, I'll bang on the gate and see if they let me in.
See what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I've been doing is trying to break the game. So
There you go. Otherwise, you're just going to keep waking up at the stones over and over and over again.
yeah, well, I just stopped going to sleep.
Yeah, you could just do that. Yeah, because as long as you don't go to sleep, you're fine.
Right. I've just been waiting.
Yeah, I get no bonus for sleeping right now anyway, since I'm a werewolf. So
No,
I have
there you go.
no need to sleep right now. That's the other reason I want to get cured, so I can get that little bit of bonus for skills, leveling up. That little bit is nice to have.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I added they had the new things that came out. It was let's see, the Gray Cow Returns, which brings the Gray Fox story from Oblivion into Skyrim. It's very it's not a long quest by any stretch. Um, very thief heavy, lock picking
Hmm.
and things like that. And then it just brings the Cal into the game. It's the Cal's different than obviously in Oblivion, but it does have the uh, what is it? Detect life spell kind of on it,
Oh,
so you
cool.
can see. You don't see any. I don't think you see undead or automatons or anything like that, but you see anything that's alive. I could see Spriggans and all that, but I couldn't see any of the Dwemer bots that were in the caves.
Mm.
So it does work for that. Also, you get 50 carry weight, and I think guards are invisible. You're invisible to guards when you're wearing it, something like
Mm.
that. And it 25% bonus to sneak. So I went through that. It wasn't a super long quest, but it was fun enough, and you kind of follow along with the story, and it works well. And the Cal is not game breaking or anything like that. The other one that I went and did was Saints and Seducers, which brings basically the Shivering Isles add-on from our DLC from Oblivion, a bit of that into Skyrim also. Um, so it's all you got a bunch of new armors and stuff, and the quest kind of takes you back and forth between the two camps, which are from that Oblivion DLC, from the two sides of was it Mania and God, what the hell's the other one? I forget what it was called. Mania and something when you're in the Shivering Isles with Sherry Gorath because he's crazy. Um,
Yeah, I never made it out of the sewer, so
yeah, there you go. Shivering Isles is way different than the rest of Oblivion, like in looks wise and all that. It's way different than the rest of Oblivion. But
uh,
as you would not be surprised with Sherry Gorath, you're basically in his head, or in his
yeah,
world. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. I have an amber bust of his face now, which is nice. The armors are interesting, so I'm actually wearing some. But it was a pretty decent sized quest. You kind of went from camp to camp, going through things, and then there was a final kind of crawl through a dungeon that you actually access from Solitude. So it utilized different places that you would know in the game anyway, and
mm.
then kind of reworked them a little bit, which was nice, and then kind of added sewers basically to Solitude that you drop down in and continue the quest. But I did like that one quite a bit. It was pretty decent. Um,
So the armor, is it the one with the big face on it?
I think you can make that one. I haven't crafted any armor yet.
Okay.
I've only taken looted the armor off the bodies. So I'm just using like Seducer's armor or Saint's armor. But you can also make there's a light and heavy armor option. I think one's Madness ore and one's Amber. So depending on which one you're making. Yeah, there's like the Amber armor is like you almost kind of look Sprigganish, and the I guess that's the Madness ore armor is the one with the face on it.
Mm.
I have the helmet already. I just need the rest of the armor. I got to figure out how to make that. I think that's a heavy armor though, and the amber is the light armor.
Uh,
The amber one kind of looks like your Slim Goodbody, if you remember that from the guy who used to wear the bodysuit that showed his organs on Saturday mornings. It would show like the heart, the lungs, and all that.
oh, those organs.
Yeah, those organs. It was the 70s, probably. So, as you can imagine, it was
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of that, but and a little bit Sprigganish, actually. Kind of a mix with that armor.
Yeah. It kind of looks like orange glass armor.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the one with the face on it, though. The Madness. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that shield is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the helmet that covers the face that you can't see through. That's pretty
Always
good.
useful.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm running around in. Actually, right now I have the gray cowl on, but yeah. uh, And oh, there's two pets you can get. There's these two elytras that were kind of creatures in Shivering Isles, and you can bring them along with you to do things. Right now, I just have them at my house. They're just hanging out inside because I didn't know if they could die or not, and I didn't want to lose them because they're pretty neat. So I just have them living
Yeah.
at the house. And yeah, that quest was pretty good. It was a fun add on. I would say it's definitely worthwhile. You can buy a pack that has a bunch of stuff for like less credits than, which is weird how they do it, but
Mm.
on Xbox anyway. Dead Man's Dread was the other one I did. It basically is a quest line that you end up getting it's like a pirate story almost, where you end up getting a ship as a player home. It's in a cave, kind of like the Goonies. Um, and there's some new, I would say if you're going to role play any kind of like seafarer or something like that, it's probably worth it
Yeah.
because you can get the different clothing to make you look like a pirate, I guess, or something of that vein. Um, the only problem with the house is it's off of the mainland. It's like going to Castle Volcar or whatever.
Mm.
You can fast travel to it, but then to get back, you have to go to the boat to fast travel back to the mainland. So you actually have to go, like, to get there, you can't just like fast travel to the doorstep and go inside. It's you fast travel to the island, you go in the cave, you go on, then from once you're in the cave, then you have to go into the ship. So there's like three different spots.
Oh, different cell
Three,
loading
yeah,
areas.
three different loading areas just to get
Gotcha.
to the living area on the ship.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Yeah, so it's like super cumbersome to get to. If the ship, like, if you did the whole thing and then once it became your player home, it somehow appeared out on the coast, I think that would be better.
Yeah.
Um, or it like just moved it outside the cave so you didn't have to, because it's on an island. So like somehow it just appeared, I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
Or if, at least if you could just fast travel onto the ship itself.
yeah, and then just had to go in the door to the ship. But you're doing multiple steps, and then to get out, it's the same thing. You leave the ship, you leave the cave, and then you have to go to the boat to get to the mainland, and then from there you can fast travel to where you want to go. You
Mm.
you can't even fast travel from right outside the cave back to mainland Skyrim. You actually have to use the boat, so that's a little bit more cumbersome than I would like. But I mean, if you really, I would say that home's good if you're just specifically role playing something where you want to use it,
Right.
Otherwise, it's probably not super worth it to do. I have the goblins one too. I haven't gotten into that yet, where it adds goblins, which of course are another Oblivion thing. Um, so that'd be fun to have new enemies in the game. It's kind of
Yeah, and the goblins were fun. That was one part of Oblivion that I did do.
yeah, yeah, and they were everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah. I guess uh, we'll see how much they're popping up. Hopefully not everywhere like in Oblivion, but yeah. And then some of them they got tough. They got high level and tough in Oblivion. But yeah, I haven't kicked off the goblins yet. Right now, I am in. What is this one called? It's an older one. What? Forgotten Seasons, and this is a really long. Basically, it kicks off in a down by Markarth area. There's a cave that then becomes a Dwemer ruin, and it's really long. I've been playing for several hours, trying to get through it. But lots of gear, lots of Dwemer enemies, of course. A lot
No,
of
that's cool though. I mean, that's what you want in those um, add-ons is, some really meaty content.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It definitely of all those quest wise, this is definitely the longest one, and this one's been out a little while. Um, and all of these, let's see, there was let's see, I think Chris Takahashi was involved in all of them, and Eleonora in most of them. And then Fading Signal in the Forgotten Seasons one was also a part of it. So, you know, uh, it's for people. I think for Skyrim it's tough because it's been out so long. So I don't know how many people who don't mod are still playing and are using the Creation Club.
Right.
Whereas if the game was relatively new, I think it would be something good for people who don't get into modding but want to keep the game going. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it replaces really modding in any way. Because honestly, all the stuff you can get on here, you can get like, better player homes in a mod, or so.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely good for the achievement people.
Yeah, that's it. That's I figured since I was going for achievements anyway, I was like, I might as well try out the Creation Club stuff,
Yeah.
And if these people who've been, like Eleonora and all, who've done tons of modding, if they make a few bucks, that's great, Hopefully
right.
they're paying them properly. But I mean, if they continue modding and can make some money off of it, that's great. I think that's a kind of a win-win at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm glad all this stuff was really good because it really made for a heck of an update.
Oh God, that's right. The big update. That's right. Because of every time they add stuff, there's an update. Yeah.
Usually it only affects a couple of things. It always affects race menu.
Yeah.
But in this time, I mean, it was all over the place. There were so many different mods that had to be updated with the new SKSE edition. So, and I'm still having a little bit of trouble with it. I haven't really tracked down all the issues, but right now, whenever it's night and you get the Aurora Borealis effect in the sky, it's on the ground, it's brighter than day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's lighting it up that.
Yeah. So
that might be a problem.
Yeah, I gotta play around and see
what's causing that.
Which was another reason I was trying to sleep so much, because I was just trying to sleep through that.
Yeah, just through the super bright nights.
Well, and already I've got a sky mod, which may be the culprit, that adds like 1 million stars.
Oh, so it may be adding too much light.
Yeah.
And creating a situation where it's actually brighter than the daytime.
So, but it was definitely a fun update.
Oh, so, man.
I'm glad you guys got a lot of good content out of it.
Yeah, well, it was like 4 or 5 different things that came out this time. So I can see why it was such a cumbersome update to work around.
Yeah.
Because you had the 3 quests and some other armors and stuff like that. So, yeah, I can.
There was another home too, right?
There might have been. Was it? Well, Tundra was already there.
Henderheim.
Oh yes, there was another home. You're right. Yeah. There was. I forgot about that. There was a home as well. Yeah. Henderheim or something like that. Yep. I haven't checked that out yet. I've been really happy with Tundra House, it's right next to Whiterun, which obviously another Creation Club one. So I was really happy with that, because you get that one and it's already pre-built. Everything's there. Everything's ready to go.
Yeah.
So you don't have to build it or use any in-game resources really, except for buying it. But the other quests, none of them are super long. I'm not going to say they're all super long or anything like that. They weren't. You can go through them relatively quickly. But I think they're nice add-ons. And I don't know. I hope they do some more for Skyrim, since, I don't know, we're going to be with the game for a little while.
Yeah, and it's, there's so much they can do for the game. It's so wide open. There's plenty of lore and plenty of space. So
for sure, yeah. And where they put these things in at, where they were added on to, and and how they utilized existing locations to kick off these quests and stuff. There's plenty of areas like that in the game where you could do the same thing, you know, add an NPC here or there, add a note here or there, you know, nothing crazy or that feels out of place, you know. So it would be nice to see some more quests like that come along and add-ons.
Yeah.
But Forgotten Seasons, I would definitely recommend though. That's the older one, but yeah, it's so far I'm partway through it, and bring a lot of carry potions or a couple followers, one or the other. Yeah.
Start off stripped down to almost nothing.
Yeah. Start out pretty light when you get there. I thought I was pretty light. I was not. I was not light enough. But I definitely suggest that. I think we had discussed doing the next roundtable on the 22nd. Where are we looking at? Possibly?
Yeah.
So that'll be all the Solstheim stuff.
Okay, so I got to get clarity on something on the
the
episode list. So what is goat buggery?
Isn't that the Gletta the Goat quest?
No, because that's part of the Daedric quest.
Damn, what is it? I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna have to look it up. I might have been taking notes during the game. I don't know, or during the show, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to go. I'll have to check that out. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I figured out most of the other stuff, but that one was the
you
one.
Figured out.
I
Get the guy.
I've really been able to figure out what goat buggery is.
Goat buggery. You know, I'm not sure. Is it something to do with the town or something? Was it the people who live up on the mountain in the cold? What the hell's their names on Solstheim? Does you have to get them a goat at some point, or isn't there a thing where you got to get a goat for the Reeklings?
No, that's a razorback.
Oh, it's a razorback. You're right. Damn. All right, forget that. Scratch that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. That's a good question. Right. That I don't know.
Yeah. Most of the other stuff I've been able to figure out, but that one still eludes me.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'll look around tonight while I'm editing and see if I can figure that out. What the hell did I mean when I wrote goat buggery? There's got to be another goat quest somewhere. Yeah, because Gleda is in part of the Sam Gauvain or whatever quest.
Yeah. When you wake up after your night of drinking.
Yeah. You
got to go bail the goat out of the giant camp.
Yes. Yep. And if you're Andrew, you just keep it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh man, I may have to grab the goat too. I don't know, goat buggery. I'm trying to think. I can't think of what it would possibly be, but I'll have to look it up. There's got to be another quest involving a goat somewhere.
Yeah, I just haven't come across it yet.
Yeah, me either. I don't recall one ever either. Well, I'm gonna get ready for a flight.
Okay.
To warmer climates. And we'll be back on the 22nd with everybody to do some Hearthfire stuff. And
sounds great.
I've
been pounding away at it.
Yeah, I got to get over to Solstheim. I got to get out of this Dwemer dungeon and get over to Solstheim.
Yeah, it's been pretty good because so my character Margaretha started on Solstheim.
Oh, okay, that's where you did the alternate start at.
Yeah, and so she's been sitting on Final Descent since the first day of play.
Oh wow!
And so she finally got to go do that
since the first day. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a.
Yeah. So I felt bad, Crucius. I'm finally back to take care of your problem here.
That I told you I was going to take care of like 40 hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. My quest log is super long right now because I'm like halfway through the companions. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff going on, but I don't want to finish the companions until I max out that werewolf thing, because then I can just cure the werewolf thing while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
It's just done all in one shot. But all right, thanks for joining me,
Absolutely.
and take care, everyone.